Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you how to get the best quality from your manufacturer for your designs and all the mistakes you want to avoid, like the plague, because it can cost you thousands of dollars if you get it wrong. So I've got a few examples. So when you actually get your samples made from your manufacturer, you have to check these things. So the first thing is actually a little dress here. It's a little short pleated dress. So if this was your design, the things to look for is actually there's studs on this. You want to make sure that they don't come off. So you want to like pick at it, make sure, see how this is about to fall off right here. Now this is a potential problem in bulk manufacture. So you would go back to the manufacturing and you would have to stipulate, make sure the press studs stay on in the wash. They have to make sure that the heat is hot enough for the glue to melt. Secondly, buttons. A lot of manufacturers, unless you tell them, will probably only do 1 or 2 loops through the button, which means when you wash it, it can fall off. So you actually want to specify how many loops do you want them to sew it on with. I'd probably recommend about 8. So when you get your sample, just pull all the buttons to make sure they don't come off. Another thing I would do is with this fabric, it's black. I would just double check that the black doesn't run in the wash. So I do a wash test with this garment and make sure it doesn't, like the dye doesn't run too much. I'd also stipulate to the manufacturer you want it colour fast as well. And the other thing with this one, the lining is super thin. You can see me through the fabric. So, you know, that's probably not that great in manufacture. And you can see snags. I don't know whether you can see it through the camera. It's probably not the best quality, so I'd probably ask them to do a better quality with this lining. So those are the comments I'd probably make to the manufacturer with a dress like this. I've got another few examples I'll show you. So here's another dress. Cute sort of going out day dress or night dress. So what I would do for this dress is see how it's a peach colour and then black. You really want to make sure this black is colour fast, otherwise when you put it in the wash, the black is going to run through all of this gorgeous peach colour. So that's one thing to make sure with your manufacturer, stipulate must be colour fast. Also at the back of the dress there's adjustable straps. You can see here it's called a D-ring, an adjustable slider here. You want to stipulate that you want these to be rust proof so they don't rust in the wash. And also it's a good idea, like they won't put this on your garment unless you ask them, so I would actually ask for a D ring or an O ring. An adjustable slider. The other thing to look for is zips. I'd highly recommend that you specify a YKK zip. That's universally known across the world. Every manufacturer knows about YKK and it's the best quality zip you could possibly get. You want to test that the zip goes up and down very easily. If you're using a metal zip, I'd make sure that it's rust proof, because you don't want it getting all rusty in the wash. Other things you want to check, you just want to check for inside the garment for any loose threads. And can you see that there's a loose thread right here. You want to make sure there's no loose threads hanging off all over the place. And on the hem, you probably want to stipulate how wide a hem it is. If it's a tiny little hem, 6 mil is usually quite good, or you can use like 1.2 or 5/8 of an inch if you're working in inches. And then thirdly, here's another dress. It's quite sort of sexy little number. It's got pearl beading all the way through, and can you see here it's already kind of unraveling, one bead's already missing. So I'd stipulate what kind of what pearl size, and how many on the front, and how secure you want them to be sewn on. So yeah, that's my top tips for manufacturing. Now use the checklist that I have got for you on this screen. It looks like this. It's really, really handy because quite often you forget, you know, what am I looking for? So on here there's things like fabric. Is it the quality that you asked for? Is it the weight that you asked for? Is it the colour? Check the colour. Check that it's colour fast. Also, you want to check if the print, if you're printing, you want to check that the print stays on when you wash it and it doesn't, like, you know, start peeling in the wash. Sewing, you want to make sure all the garment, like all the seams are straight, there's no puckering. Sometimes they'll do really wide or really long stitch length. You want it quite short. Also, you want to check for needle damage. So if you're using really, really like lightweight chiffons and stuff, you want to make sure there's no sort of tearing. There's a whole lot of things here: rivets, metal snaps, buttons, buttonholes, hook and eye, beading, sequins, hanging tape, adjusters, labeling, all of that. So if you follow this checklist and just check it off on every single garment, it's going to save you so much money and so many potential problems in the future.